Hello everyone, welcome to course study on solid mechanics. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss a new topic of unit number 5, that is theories of failure. So in this particular topic, we are going to discuss the different theories of failure which will give you the relationship between the principal stresses and the failure stresses. So first of all, we will discuss the introductory part of theories of failure. So all of you know that in tensile test, the yield point load can be easily determined, but most of the structural elements are subjected to complex stresses. Therefore, it is very difficult to identify the yield point load. Okay, so when we apply the tensile force on any structural element, then it will give you the stress strain diagram, and from that stress strain diagram it is very easy to identify the yield point load. But in actual practice, a structural element may subjected to combined loading system, and due to that combined loading system the stresses developed are complex in nature, and for those complex stresses it is very difficult to identify the yield point load. Okay, therefore the theories of failure help us in order to calculate the shape, size and the dimensions of the machine component when it will be subjected with combined stresses developed due to the various load acting on it during its functionality. Okay, so theories of failure help us to determine the shape, size and the dimension of the machine element or the structural element which is subjected to combined loading, and due to that combined loading the stresses developed are the complex stresses. Okay, so in theories of failure it gives the relationship between principal stresses and the failure stresses which are induced into the material. So as discussed earlier, the theories of failure it gives the relationship between the principal stresses and the failure stresses. Okay, so there are different theories of failure. Here it is, I have mentioned the 5 theories of failure, and out of 5, first 3 are the part of syllabus. Okay, so the first theory is maximum principal stress theory, which is also known as Rankine's theory. Rankine's theory, it is the name of scientist. Okay, he has developed the maximum principal stress theory. Second theory is maximum shear stress theory, which is also known as Guest and Tresca's theory. Again, it is the name of scientist Guest and Tresca. Third theory is maximum principal strain theory, which is also known as Saint Venant theory. And fourth and fifth one is maximum strain energy theory and the shear strain energy theory. But remember that in syllabus we have only first 3 theories. So we are going to discuss first 3 theories in detail. So the first one is maximum principal stress theory. The statement is as follows: the failure of a material or a component will occur when the maximum value of principal stress developed in the body exceeds the limiting value of the stress. So remember that according to this theory, the failure of the material or the component of any machine element will take place when the maximum value of principal stress which is developed it exceeds the limiting value of the stress, limiting value or the permissible value or the allowable value of the stress. Okay, so the design criteria and the failure criteria is as follow. The failure criteria, first of all we will discuss the maximum value of principal stress, that is sigma 1 and 2, developed in the body is greater than the failure stress. Okay, so mathematically it can be given by sigma 1 2 is greater than sigma y or sigma ul, where sigma y is nothing but it is the allowable stress or permissible stress or the limiting value of the stress. Okay, therefore this is the condition of failure. Okay, but if you have to design any structural element, structural component, then for the safe design our value of principal stress must be less than or equal to the allowable stress or the permissible stress. For the safe design of machine element or the structural element, our value of principal stresses, it may be maximum or it may be minimum, must be less than or equal to permissible stress or the allowable stress. So how to calculate the value of permissible stress sigma y? It can be given by the ratio of ultimate stress or the yield stress divided by factor of safety. The value of sigma y can be found out by using the ratio of ultimate stress or the yield stress divided by factor of safety. Remember that if we consider for the brittle material, then we have to take the ratio of ultimate stress to the factor of safety. And if it is for the ductile material, then we have to consider the ratio of yield stress to the factor of safety. Okay, so what is factor of safety? So remember that factor of safety is nothing but if you have to avoid the structural failure, then the load that a structure actually can support must be greater than the load it will be required to sustain when it is in service. Okay, it is given, it is a theoretical statement, but mathematically factor of safety can be calculated by taking the ratio of actual strength to the required strength of the material. Okay, and to avoid the structural failure, our actual strength must be greater than the required strength, and as it is greater than the required strength, so factor of safety is always greater than unity. Okay, so this is the factor of safety, and this formula it is for the value of sigma y. Okay, now we will discuss the important point related to principal stress theory. This theory is suitable for securing the safe design of brittle material, as brittle material are weak in tension. So remember that maximum principal stress theory is applicable for the brittle material only, because it is very weak in tension, so it gives directly the value of ultimate stress. Okay, it is not suitable for the ductile material, because in case of ductile material the shear failure may take place. Okay, and if you have to avoid the shear failure of the material, the value of tau must be less than or equal to 0.57 of sigma y, where sigma y is the allowable stress. After that, the third important point is it may be suitable for securing the safe design of machine component which is made up of ductile material, but those may be under the following three conditions. The first condition is it must be a uniaxial state of stress. Second one is biaxial state of stress, when the principal stresses are like in nature, those are equal in nature. And the third condition is under hydrostatic stress, we can apply it for the ductile material. Under these three cases we can apply it for the ductile material. So this is all about the maximum principal stress theory, or which is also known as the Rankine's theory. Next one, we are going to discuss the second theory, that is maximum shear stress theory, which is also known as Guest and Tresca's theory. So the name itself indicates what is maximum shear stress theory. Now it is related to the shear stress. Okay, the statement is as follows: the failure of a material or the component occurs when the maximum value of the shear stress developed in the body exceeds the limiting value of the shear stress. Okay, so in case of maximum shear stress theory, the failure will take place when the maximum value of shear stress, that is tau maximum, which is developed in the body exceeds the limiting value of the shear stress or the permissible value of the shear stress. Is it okay? And mathematically it can be given by the condition of failure can be given by tau maximum is greater than sigma y by 2. Okay, so this is the case for the failure for the maximum shear stress theory. Okay, all of you know that tau maximum can be given by sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 divided by 2. Okay, so sigma 1 and sigma 2 are the values of principal stresses, and that is given by sigma y by 2. Okay, but for the condition of safe design, our value of tau maximum must be less than or equal to sigma y by 2. Okay, for the safe design purpose, tau maximum must be less than or equal to sigma y by 2, where sigma y is again it is a principal stress. Okay, so this is the those are the condition we have to remember: the condition of failure and the condition of safe design. Only remember the formulas. Okay, now the last theory is maximum principal strain theory. Now it is related with the strain. Okay, and it is also known as Saint-Venant theory. The principle or the statement is as follows: the failure of a material or a component will occur when the maximum value of the principal strain developed exceeds the limiting value of the strain. Now in this case, the condition of failure is strain, principal strain must be greater than sigma y by E. Okay, then and then only the failure will take place. But our case is we have to make a safe design. We have to avoid the failure. Okay, to avoid the failure, we have to use this particular formula, that is the principal strain must be less than or equal to sigma y by E. To avoid the structural failure for the safe design purpose, our value of principal strain must be less than or equal to sigma y by E. Okay, where principal strain can be given by strain corresponding to the yield point of the material divided by the factor of safety. Okay, if we consider the value of strain corresponding to the yield point and that value divided by factor of safety, it gives the value of principal strain. Okay, so this is all about the theories of failure. Okay, now here it is, we have completed our unit number 5. We will stop here. Thank you.